Hello, I'm Claire Louise Hay from BeHealing.com, and I've made a new pick a card read for you. This time it's the past, present and future of your love life. Now, I've made 3 readings here. It's a timeless reading. Whenever you get into it, it's good. The past part is about something in the past. Might not be recent past, probably isn't, probably long ago, but it has some bearing on what's going on in your love life right now. The present part of it is about what's going on in your love life right now, but the deeper stuff behind that has something to do with the past part of it. And then the future part is going to be in a deeper dive. So if you find that the past and the present is your story, could be a story, you might want to get that part. I'm just going to do the same thing again, but for the future, what's coming in for you. If you're interested in that, toward the end of these readings, I'll be popping a link for it up there. There's also a link for that in the description box and in the comments, and that's where you can also find the timestamps to fast forward to your reading. So all you need to do now is take your pick. Which one would you like? Would you like the crystal? And the crystal is out with the patience card. Or would you like the flower? And the flower is out with the maturity card. Or would you like the shell? And the shell is out with the chemistry card. Take your pick now. Don't forget to click like on this video down there as you're watching as well. Leave me a comment. Click on that subscribe button with that notification bell. All of that stuff really helps me out. So thank you so much for taking the time out to do that for me. And I do a live show 3 times a week here on YouTube called Psychic Cafe, where I give mini reads for donations. So come along to that sometime. You'll find the next show laying in wait on my YouTube channel. I'd love to give you one of those mini reads. And get more specific and personal about your specific situation. So enjoy your reading. I'll see you in there. So if you chose the crystal and this one's for you, crystals, let's find out about your love life, your past, your present and your future of your love life. The past part being something in your past that has got something to do with what's going on in your love life at the moment. Of course, present being what's going on in your love life right now, the stuff that's going on behind that, and also what's coming in the future. Now, that future part is going to be in a deeper dive read and an extended reading. So if you find that this is your story, could be a story, you might want to get that future part. If you do, toward the end of the reading, I'll be popping a link for it up there. There's also a link for that in the description box and in the comments below. So let's get straight into it and get some cards out for you and find out about your past first of all. So tell us, guys, something about crystal's past, about their love life in the past. It's got some bearing on what's going on at the moment. It could be a long time ago. It could be it could be a recent thing, recent past. So we're starting out with the 8 of Swords. It was some point in your past where you felt trapped to take things slowly. It wasn't your choice to take things slowly. Someone else was taking things slowly. But you felt resigned to that, like resigned to waiting for someone or hanging on in there for someone that was taking their time coming back to you or getting back to you or something like that. You felt like you had no choice about it, the 8 of Swords. So someone else had the power in this relationship and they were making you wait. You also have the Hanged Man and the Hierophant here. Right, so you were waiting around for a long-term kind of a commitment. You had a belief that someone was going to commit to you, but they were taking their time, so they weren't forthcoming with something. You gave them their power in this relationship, and you were kind of waiting around for them, the Hanged Man, because you believed that there was going to be long-term commitment that came from this. So a part of you believed that there was going to be, that this person was right for you. You just had to wait for them to come through. Okay, so let's get deeper into this and ask why. The Knight of Pentacles and the 8 of Swords. So you felt resigned to the fact that this had to come slowly. It feels to me like you were focused on someone that wasn't ready, that wasn't forthcoming, that wasn't making the effort for some kind of a reason. What was behind this? What was behind their slowness? What was going on? Now, this could be someone that you gave up on eventually. Justice. You felt like they were your match kind of thing, the one that you deserved. Ace of Emotions, you were in love with them. And the 4 of Voices. Healing. There was some healing that needed to be done in you. This is almost like you thought that this person was meant for you, the Justice card. You're in love with them, so you're already giving your heart away to them. The 4 of Voices, it's like a part of you thought, I'm okay with waiting because I've got some healing to do. So you had like an excuse of why you were handing over control. I'm getting that over and over again. You gave your power away to this person. You were like, okay, I will put up with whatever. You be slow as you like. You don't make the effort, or you don't do this, you don't do that, and I will just wait because I've got healing stuff to do. So you're kind of making an excuse for yourself that it's okay, there's something that I need to get on with. I still need to be healing myself, you know. You're bringing things up for me, and I can deal with those things. What's behind this? So you guys, you were putting up with being in some kind of a connection where they weren't forthcoming, they were being really slow, you're always waiting on them, but your heart was committed to them. Stripping illusions was behind that. You were definitely deluding yourself about this person. You might have let go of this person. Hopefully you let go of this person. The Hierophant and the Hangman, you believe that if you had waited around long enough that there'd be a commitment coming from this person. 8 of emotions, but you had to walk away and put an end to it. There you go. 8 of emotions and death, but you had to walk away from it and put an end to it. So you had to cut them off in the end, put an end to it so that you could have what it is that you want, a rebirth, someone else, you know. 8 of emotions, it's about realizing that we're emotionally attached to someone and it's not serving us and we need to quit. We need to quit it. So instead of waiting around for something that isn't happening, you put an end to that. Slow but steady is behind that. So, you know, if they do come good, if they are going to come good in the future, well, then they can come back, can't they? You can set yourself free. You can set yourself free because if they were going to come good, well, they can come back and try again, right? You don't need to wait for somebody. So you were waiting in the past and you stopped waiting, is what this is saying. You looked inside yourself. Something was causing you to feel a certain way. So your feelings changed. Perhaps the frustration of it and the giving the power away. Perhaps you started noticing that you were giving your power away. Your feelings changed. You looked inside of yourself and you're like, actually, this isn't an in-love feeling that I've got. This is frustration. This is just frustrating. Why am I doing this to myself? It's time to set myself free. So you looked inside of yourself and set yourself free there. Good for you doing that. Yeah, if someone isn't in alignment with us in the moment, then they're not in alignment with us. But here you were kind of confusing yourself by telling you, no, they've just got stuff to heal. Well, I've still got stuff to heal too. So you were kind of giving them a free pass there to do whatever it was that they wanted. You reflected on your priorities instead and thought, you know what, I am ready for something here. This person isn't in alignment with me. Perhaps they don't have the same priorities as me, but I'm prioritizing myself now and I want a relationship. Flirt. There could have been a lot of sexual chemistry with this person. You're flirting with them, but it didn't go beyond that. What else? Yeah, perhaps you were susceptible to this person because of that. You obviously had a lot of something. You had a lot of connection with this person. You had so much patience with them, so you waited for some time for that person. Wow. What else? And if you think of it the other way around, if we're not choosing someone and if we've got other people around us that are just hanging on for us, letting themselves be an option for us, we're not going to do something, are we? Because that's a nice place to be, isn't it? It's like, yeah, if everyone else would just keep themselves options for me, that would be just great. And then I can take my time and do whatever the hell I want, you know? This person was bringing up old wounds for you, which what made you think that you had healing to do and it was okay for you to wait for them because they were healing themselves, and you thought that you were both bringing up old wounds and kind of getting ready for each other. But I think that you guys were putting the work in, and perhaps the other person wasn't. They just weren't making any changes. You were bringing their old wounds up, but they weren't making any changes. What else? Drought. But nothing was going on, right? There was nothing for you. You weren't getting anything from this person. And that will have, caught up with you eventually. What else? Embrace your emotions. So you had to get real with the emotions that you were actually feeling and stop telling yourself you were in love and it was feeling good. It wasn't feeling good. Predominantly, you weren't feeling good about this person, but you were acting as if they were your partner. So a part of you had kind of committed to them. Yeah, okay. Let's get some message cards out from them back then, that person. So, okay. Saying that. What did they want to say to you back then? What does this other person want to say to you back then? I need time. right? So they might have been saying that to you as well, just putting you off kind of thing, that they need time. Please forgive me. They knew that they did you wrong there. They knew that they did you wrong by keeping you hanging on there. This is someone that didn't set you free, that didn't say they weren't doing it. They wanted to keep you in the sidelines, telling you that they needed time. They know that they did the wrong thing there. Be feeling bad about it. What else? I feel lost without you. So they were emotionally connected with you as well. They liked that you were hanging on for them and battling inner demons. Feels like to me that you guys were doing the work. They weren't doing the work, but unfortunately you chose them, and you chose to hang on waiting for them, and that wasn't really in your best interest. And that's got something to do with what's going on in your love life at the moment. So let's find out what's going on in your love life right now. Crystals. Present for crystals. So what's going on for crystals right now in your love life? The Five of Cups and the King of Swords. You're disappointed about, this is someone else's energy, King of Swords. They are a very intelligent kind of a person. Perhaps you were a match in that kind of way. You're into the same things. Could have great discussions with this person. Perhaps someone that you met online through discourse or something like that. Interested in the same things and debating stuff. And could have been someone that you were messaging back and forth as well. Could be someone. This is the present, of course. It could be someone. So someone's disappointing you at the moment. Someone that you've got an intellectual connection with. You might be thinking, is this more of the same? Waiting around for someone? I don't know. It's connected somehow with this person in the past. What else? Knight of Cups. So you've got someone romantic coming in, or in at the moment. Someone that you've got your eye on at the moment. Someone that you want to have this romance with. But there's something disappointing about them. I don't feel it's the intellectual connection. I feel like that's what's positive about them. But there's something that they don't have about them that's disappointing you. What is it? Tell us why the King of Swords and the Five of Cups. Why disappointment with this one? Lovers. Disappointing lover. Really? I need to get another card out for that. What's disappointing about this lover? The Emperor. Right. So this is someone that's got very strong energy, the Emperor energy. Intellectual. They could have like high status. They could have like businesses and stuff like that. You feel like this person, there's a strong chemistry between you both. You feel that this person is really good for you. High status, that kind of thing. But there's something disappointing about them. They're not all that and a bag of chips. They're missing the bag of chips. So they're missing something. The Emperor could be a bit narcissistic as well. It could be someone that likes control and stuff like that. That could be what's disappointing you about this person. So, the home, they're not there. Okay. Not where you're at. Okay. So what's disappointing about this is that they're not in the same location as you. Knight of Cups. You want a romance with this person now. Seven of Inspiration. But it's like they're not coming through. They're not revealing themselves to you. This is someone that's like not coming in for the date. They're not forthcoming. Like that one. They're not forthcoming. They're not making an effort. Nine of Materials. They're leaving you single and independent. Ten of Voices. It's painful endings. It's more of the same. It's another one that isn't making the effort. It's someone that likes the idea of you. They've got some kind of a thing going on with you, but they're not coming in with commitment to have a relationship with you. They're not taking you on the dates. They're not coming to where you're at. They're not putting in the effort. So another disappointment. Honoring your energy is behind that. It's someone that likes the idea of you and would quite like to keep you hanging on as an option. Both of these are the same. You're allowing yourself to be an option. And when this disappointment kicks in, there should be out, like no more energy from you kind of thing. And you're like, next, and then see if that one will make the effort. You guys, you might be making too much effort up front, right? And not realizing these people aren't making an effort. If you just hold back, and don't focus on someone until they're making a lot of effort, then that would be better for you. I know for me, like I'm on Tinder at the moment, and I don't. I'll match with them, but I don't get in touch with them straight away because that eliminates a lot of them. A lot of them are not even going to message you. And of the ones that message me, if they're just wanting to chat and stuff like that, I'm not into that. They've got to ask me out on a date, chat a little bit, but if they're not asking me out on a date, they're gone. They're gone. You know, they've got to like make actual effort to get into a relationship with me now. Otherwise, I just can't be bothered. So some of you just might be making too much effort with these ones and not kicking them out. You're noticing too much about them before you'll kick them out. It's all very well being a match to them in all those 5 different areas. The physical, so you've got chemistry, the status and stuff like that, the Emperor, it seems that you've got with this person. The mental, yeah, you've got that with this person as well, with that King of Swords, that mental connection into the same things. But then there's the emotional stuff. Are they doing the emotional work and stuff like that? They might have that too, yeah. And the values, they've got the same values of you. Well, they might have all of that. You might be a great match. On top of that, what you need is someone that wants to make the effort, that wants a relationship, that's going to make the effort. That needs to be in place, and they need to be making the effort right. Even if these two are a perfect match for you, you could be asking yourself, what is wrong with me? And it's like, there's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you. You just need to find yourself someone that is a match and that makes the effort too. Stop trying to make all the effort for the ones that aren't making the effort. Sacred union, honor and treasure your relationship, for it's truly sacred. So you're holding this one in high regard as if it's a sacred relationship, and getting yourself locked in like you did last time of waiting. And it really needs to be a higher priority of yours, that they're making an effort, and they need to make a lot of effort, right? I did have someone come in that made a lot of effort. He asked me out right away. Very, very soon into the chat, like third thing that he said in the chat on Tinder to me was like, maybe even the second thing, in fact, do you want to come out for a drink? And I'm like, no, I'm busy tonight. Well, what about tomorrow night? Do you want to come out for a meal? Yes, I do. You know, that's someone that wants to make the effort like that. That is someone that's pursuing a relationship. They are serious about it. And so I went out on a date with him. I went out on 3 dates with him. Not only did he ask me out on a date straight away, in the morning of the date, he messaged me again, is we still on for tonight? And I said, yeah. It's like, great. And then 10 minutes before the date time, messaged me again, before I had the time to make the effort kind of thing. Like, I'm there early, I'm already there. Told me where he was in that particular place. He just made it so easy, and he was making the effort like that, and it's great when they do that, right? So you need to be making sure that someone does that. Otherwise, they're not pursuing a relationship. They're not. It might be someone that is pursuing some attention from you, and you're giving them that. It might be someone that's pursuing, you know, wanting to get your pictures or stuff like that. They might just want to have some attention, right? But they're not pursuing a relationship. You need to wait for someone that's actually pursuing a relationship. If it's a relationship that you want. If it's just attention that you want, then go for someone like this, and you can give each other attention. Don't get disappointed that they're not coming in for more. Work through your feelings. This person makes you feel a lot, and one of those feelings is disappointment. And you need to recognize that, right? And sometimes we don't. We want to focus on the good feelings, right? And we think, if I just focus on the good feelings, law of attraction teachers tell me that if I just focus on the good feelings, then that's going to grow and it's going to turn into something good. And it's like, it's not. This is someone that isn't making the effort in relationships. And so, next, you need to move on from this, because it's a rerun of what you've had before. Rejection. This person is actually rejecting you because they're not coming forward, but you're not taking it as rejection because they haven't actually said no, and they're keeping things going. They're still giving you some attention because they still want some attention from you. Again, this is someone that has you hanging on in the sidelines. What else? Chemistry. But there's chemistry, Claire, I know. But I like this person. They're sexy, Emperor, lovers. I see that there's all of that. There's a lot. You've got a lot of match stuff with this person. You do. But they're going to cause you the same pain as you've had before. You need to protect yourself from people like this. A lot of people out there that just want, well, the lust thing, yes. Sexual chemistry is a big part of this. You get stuck on that. What else? There's a lot of people out there that just want the attention. There's a lot of people just wanting attention. They don't really want a relationship, but they want to be talking to someone. You know, they want the good bits of relationship, someone being there, someone messaging them, making them feel good, maybe sending them sexy pictures, talking in that kind of way, so that they're getting the things that they're missing in their life, but they're not actually that interested in having an actual relationship. So, giving oneself and holding on. You're clinging to this person for some reason and giving more than you're getting back from it. Yeah, that needs to stop, quite frankly. What else can we tell you about your current present situations? Hope you've got something better coming in. You need to forgive them. And you need to forgive yourself as well for keep on getting yourself into this situation. It is actually really obvious whether someone's making an effort in a relationship or not. It's really obvious. And some of you are settling for scraps. It's like, well, they're messaging me. It's like, yeah, but they're not coming in for a relationship if they're just messaging you. They take you out on a date if they want a relationship, and a second date and a third date and all of that. They'd make an effort. What do they want to say to you? I want a new beginning with you. This person is confusing because, yeah, they are talking the talk that they want a new beginning with you. Well, if they really wanted it, they'd be taking you out on a date. They would be on your doorstep. They would be pursuing you properly, pursuing a relationship. I wish you knew how grateful I am to have met you. So this person does give you props. Like they think you are a great person, that you should be, that you're a good person to be with, and that's true. And so your ego might be saying, oh, but they really like me, you know, and then they look up to me. They seem to really recognize me. This person seems to really recognize who I am and what I can offer. That's great, but if they're not making the effort, they're not making the effort. They don't really want a relationship. You're the person of my dreams. Yeah, this person is going to be very confusing to you because of that. So the stuff that they're saying to you is what your ego wants to hear. This person is so tempting, right? Because they're such a good match for you. I get it, but they're not a good match for you if they don't want a relationship. They can be saying all they like that they want a relationship, but if they're not coming in, if they're not pursuing you, if they're not taking you out, then they don't. This was just a fling. Now they're talking. Now they're talking. The truth. You might be the person of their dreams. They want someone just like you, but they're not interested in making the effort towards you. It's just a fling. They think the world of you. Yes, they do. It's still not going anywhere. This, because this is someone that doesn't want a relationship. Otherwise, they'd be making the effort. If we really want something, we make the effort, right? So that's what I've got for you in your past and your present. Where is this headed in the future? What have you got coming in next? Let's find that out. I'm going to do the same thing again, but for the future part of it. You're going to fall into a similar kind of trap. Let's find out about what you've got coming in. Or maybe you're not going to fall into this trap this next time, and it's going to be a completely different kind of experience. So if you want that deeper dive to find out what's coming in the future, I'll pop a link for it up there. There's also a link for that in the description box and in the comments below. It's 20 Australian dollars, which is about 15 American dollars right now, and it's an instant watch kind of a thing. You do need to type your email address in very carefully, because if you get that wrong, you will not receive the email. The email might end up in your inbox, but it might end up in your spam, your junk, or your promotions folder, so do check in those places. In that email, you will see a link to the crystal, to the flower, and to the shell. Click on that crystal on a device that you can open PDFs with. In that PDF, amongst other things, you'll see a picture of a video, and when you click on that, if it doesn't take you right away to a video, try it on a different device and it will. So there you go. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to click like on this video before you click off. Click all the things down there. Leave that comment before me as well. It really helps me out, so thank you for doing that. And if this is where you're leaving me, good luck with all of this. If you're coming with me to the deeper dive, I'll see you in there very shortly. So if you chose the flower, then this one's for you. Flowers, let's find out about the past, present, and future of your love life. The past part being something in your past that has got something to do with what's going on in your love life right now. Could be recent past, it doesn't have to be that, it could be long ago past. And present, of course, the deeper stuff about what's going on at the moment, because you know what's going on at the moment. And if that sounds like it is your story, could be your story, you might want to get the future part of it, which will be in an extended deeper dive reading. If you want to get that, then toward the end of this reading, I'll be popping a link for it up there. There's also a link for that in the description box in the comments below. So let's get straight into it. The past. Something in your past, flowers, that has something to do with what's going on in your love life. It's got some bearing on what's going on in your love life at the moment. Ten of Pentacles. This could be marriage. It could be something that was long-standing that you were in. What else? It could be someone that you were married to, or just a long-term relationship. Page of Swords. Looking at options. Now that could have been you, it could have been them. Someone that was looking outside of the marriage or outside of a long-term relationship, or you got distracted by someone else. Ten of Pentacles. Tell us why the Ten of Pentacles is here. Eight of Inspiration. Right, so it's someone that you went all in on, the Fool, without really thinking about it. You just decided that this is the person for you. I'm going to go all in on it, take a risk with this person. There was direct communication. You kind of both had similar direction to each other. So you were both wanting something similar out of life. Teammates kind of thing. Perhaps both working together, or both working towards something, or both wanting a family. It could have been something like that. But yeah, look at these, both of these images about walking forward. So you kind of went into something blind, is what this feels like to me. You went into a long-term commitment kind of thing blind, just based on, we've got this one thing in common that we're walking toward. Let's do it together. Let's do it together. You might have been quite young with this. Not have thought about it too much, too far ahead in the future kind of thing, whether you're still going to be aligned after that one thing that you want. Could be someone that you got together with to have kids with, could be. Sexual energy and teaching is behind that. Yeah, it could be about the kids thing. So someone that you were sexually attracted to, yes. You might, from that of wanting kids with them, it taught you a lot, this one. It just feels like you were young. You didn't have to be that young, but you were younger and you didn't fully know yourself, know where you were headed in life. For example, you're like, this person and we both want children, let's get together, let's get married, let's have children. But you weren't thinking of like, what will I want beyond that? Who am I really as a person? What career do I want to pursue? What kind of experiences do I want in my life? You might have, just been thinking about family and stuff like that. The Page of Swords, but someone stepped out here. Someone got distracted looking at something else. Page of Swords, what is this? Wanting more. And, and if you haven't thought long term about who you are and all of that, and it all fell apart. And someone felt deceived. And it all fell apart. And so I think maybe this was you looking outside of the marriage for something else. There's something that wasn't right for you in that, or you wanted more than that. So you just hadn't looked far enough in the future of everything that you would want. And when you started feeling like this person has got everything for me, then you start looking outside of that long-term commitment for, it could be career. It doesn't have to be for another person. It could be for career or for more excitement or adventures or something like that. There was something that wasn't aligned with you about this person, but from your standpoint when you first got together with them, it seemed like you were very aligned because you were just looking at the next staircase of life kind of thing. And so it all fell apart when you were looking outside, or they were looking outside of that for whatever it was that was lacking. It fell apart, and one person felt deceived by the other. What is behind that? Yeah, it sounds like my story, this, because I got married in my 20s and we had kids together, and then I was like, okay, I'm an entrepreneur at heart, right? And I didn't really know that about myself when I got married, but I was developing in that area and always wanted this, to have my own business. And then when I started going in that direction, it's like, no, but that's me. This is me. He didn't want me to have my own business. He wanted me to carry on working where I was working. I'm like, this isn't going to work. Masculine energy and ascension is behind that. You stepped into something. It might have been you or them. More into the masculine energy. I want to do this thing, and the other person's like, and it's an ascension thing, like I'm raising my life up in another way. The other person wasn't on board with that. So it could be the masculine energy, or it could be the woman in the relationship wanted to step more into that masculine energy role, like setting up a business or something like that. It was something like that. And so you parted ways, okay. And one felt very, Seven of Voices, deceived by the other because of that. What else? Reflection. So you gave each other some space, and you trusted and had faith that it all would work out for the best, and forgiveness. There was a need to forgive each other. Stop focusing on the past. You know, the only thing that went wrong here was you both didn't look far enough ahead at what you would want in the future. And who can? Especially when we're younger. Who can? Really? We don't know what we're going to want in 20 years' time. Okay, what else? Lighten up. This wasn't as big a deal as you think. We go through life and we get to know ourselves better and better. We begin to love ourselves better and better, hopefully, and accept ourselves more and more. And as we do that, we get better at just choosing what's right for us and the people that are right for us. And that we get, in our old age, we get way more specific about what we want in our lives. We can't do that when we're younger. We're still in school. We're still like in that school of life of getting to know ourselves. It's just saying, like, you got to lighten up about that. It's not something terrible went wrong. You didn't choose terribly, even. You didn't. Ace of Inspiration, the Fool, that's really nice energy. You were like, let's do this together, both in agreement. But still both not having the foresight, is no one would. No one would have the foresight to look way, way in the future at what you're going to learn about yourself. We don't know what we don't know yet about ourselves, right? What else? There were differences between you and a lack of maturity, for sure. I'm feeling this big time. There was a lack of maturity, which doesn't mean that, someone was just so immature. We don't know what we don't know. We don't know what we don't know. We're all immature until we're mature, you know? So there were differences between you, differences that you hadn't seen yet. So as you matured, as you got to know yourself, you were like, no, this is actually me, this thing. Or they did. This is actually me. This was true love, though. In other words, your hearts were open to each other. It was true love. You loved each other. That stage that you were in together, you were on the same page. You were headed in the right direction. It was true love. You didn't end up carrying on in the same direction, but that doesn't take away from the love that was there. Someone's hurting from this still with that Seven of Voices, I'm thinking. Someone felt very deceived by this. And they will have felt deceived by the person that looked outside of the marriage. And when I say that, I don't mean looking for someone else. They were looking for something else beyond it. It's the one that said, I want more in life. I want to do this thing too. And it's the other person that felt deceived by them. And they weren't deceived. The Tower card upside down there. They weren't deceived. There was no deception that went on. Okay? So some of you, whatever side, some of you need to let go of that. If you're the one that felt deceived, you weren't deceived by them. They just didn't know themselves properly yet. It's not like they knew that about themselves and they always knew that they were going to do that thing, but they held it back from you. That's not how it was. There was no deception going on. So if you're the one that felt deceived in that, you weren't deceived. They just grew into themselves. And if you're the other one that felt you did the deceiving and they've never kind of forgiven you for that, you need to let yourself up the hook there. You didn't deceive them. You didn't. I'm getting really strongly in this reading, you didn't deceive them. There was intimacy in this, so it was a good relationship. While it lasted, while you're on the same page, it was a good relationship. True love, intimacy, good. But it was a trap. It was a trap that you needed to get out of. That relationship needed to part. It's like, our paths are like this, right? And so we're on a path, and then someone joins us, and it's like, oh, we're going in the same direction, that we want the same things. And then our paths go like this, and it's like, oh, now we need to break up or give up on our path. We don't want to do that. So yeah, it was a trap, this relationship. It wasn't one that could stay longy term, even though you probably married this person. Definite long-term thing going on here. But yeah, it was something that you needed to get out of, both of you. You both weren't on the same page for the long term. Who knows, right? Who can really commit to anyone in marriage and say, oh, we're going to be on the same path forever? No one knows that. Perhaps we know a lot better. I'm 51 now. Perhaps I know a lot better now. I could choose better now for sure, but what am I going to be doing when I'm 80? I don't know. God knows what I'll be doing when I'm 80. Probably more of the same, but I just don't know. Could be off on all kinds of adventures. What else about this past person? I love you. There was love here. Like, you've got a lot of cards here. Some of you will be like, we'll be looking back on this one going, I went so wrong. Why was I fooling myself that there was love there when there wasn't? And it's like, no, you weren't fooling yourself. There was quite obviously love here. Very obviously love here, but there's a lack of maturity here as well. Express love through gifts. You were good for each other. Gifting each other, you express your love well. There was not that much wrong with this relationship. Your paths just diverged is all it is. Someone got the blame for it though. The one whose path diverged first, they got the blame for it and need to let go of that. This has got a bearing on what you're going through right now in your love life. So some of you haven't forgiven yourself for a past relationship, or they haven't forgiven them. What do they want to say to you? Please don't move on. This person did not want to let you go. I run away to avoid facing my problems. Now that might have been you. That they could have been saying that you're running away. They didn't want to let you go. They wanted you to keep you there and face the problems together. But it was toxic. It turned toxic at that point, right? At the point at where one tried to cling to the other, when paths diverged, that's when the relationship got toxic. And some of you will have been saying to yourselves, oh, this relationship was toxic all along and I just didn't realize. Clearly not. Clearly not. It got toxic when someone tried to cling and stop someone from moving on. The one that was moving on was doing the right thing, was following their path, right? What else? I gave into temptation. Yeah, someone strayed. Now, it could have been for an affair. It could have been that. I'm not getting that strongly, though. Fights, arguments, conflict. Then it got toxic. Yeah. What else? Twin flame. They might have thought you were twin flame and you should have stayed together. Yes, okay, so this relationship, it got toxic once it was time to move on, but it wasn't toxic before. Now some of you have still got hang-ups about that relationship, guilt about it, like I said, and that needs to be gone because it's affecting you at the moment. Let's find out what's going on in your love life right now. Are you headed into like a long-term relationship and you're scared that the same thing's going to happen again? It could be that. Eight of Swords, a trap. Feeling bound to something, bound to repeating patterns, maybe. Some of you could be getting into a long-term relationship now and you're like, oh God, I'm bad at long-term relationships because I moved on before. It's not necessarily true. Mm-mm. Let me know in the comments below, how long did that one last for? You've got the Eight of Pentacles out with the Queen of Cups here. So Eight of Pentacles is about getting back the results from the work that you put into relationships. Queen of Cups is about being open to that. Some of you right now are opening up to a long-term relationship and receiving back all that love that you put into relationships and the hard work that you put into relationships. You ready for that? You're ready to receive back from a relationship. Now there could be a long time period between between you now and this past relationship. Let's find out more. Eight of Swords. Why do you feel like this is a trap? Or resigned to repeating patterns or something like that? The Star. You've got wishes, hopes, desires. You hope it's not a trap. I think you guys, Ace of Inspiration, you want this new start. I think you guys, look, both of these cards kind of have the vision coming out of the third eye there. You're hoping something really good is going to come from this connection. I think you guys are looking for a long-term connection now, and you found someone perhaps but you're afraid. You're afraid because of a long-term connection that you had before, and you're not realizing. You're afraid it's not going to last. You want it to last this time. So you have all these hopes and this vision for it, but there's this fear that you resign to same patterns kind of thing. There's a fear. What if I can't do it again? What if we grow apart again? That kind of thing. With that Eight of Swords, what if it's a repeating thing? So some of you, it's making you hesitate in this relationship, whereas before, when you were kind of more immature, you had that fool energy and that Eight of Wands, like, let's do it, let's go. You didn't have that baggage, right? Now you've got baggage and you're like, should we really be doing this? Pulled in two directions with a duality. Yeah. You hope it's going to be good. You hope you're going to stay together. You hope that this is the one that you can receive from this time. And some of you might have been making that past relationship, might have been telling yourself a story that it was always toxic. I didn't choose well then. You did. You did choose well. You did. It wasn't always toxic. This is very interesting. Six of Emotions, the past, and the Three of the Emotions. So past celebrations that you've had. So, wait, the Queen of Cups and the Eight of Pentacles. So now you're wanting to reap the rewards of what you put into relationships. You know that you put a lot into relationships, that you could be a really good partner to someone, right? You make the effort and all of that. You're wanting to reap the rewards of that. You could have found someone at the moment that you think that you can do that. But looking back in the past, this Three of Emotions energy, the celebrations that you had, I found someone, we're on the same page, the love's there and all of that kind of thing. It's tinged with you guys of the, oh no, but this feels familiar. Like, and I went wrong before. You didn't go wrong before. You didn't. It's just paths diverge, we grow apart. Integration. You could be considering integrating your lives together with someone at the moment. Celebrations from the past. It could be a return of someone as well that you've got going on at the moment. But it feels like you're putting a lot of effort into this relationship and you're willing to do that and you've got high hopes for it. But you're so worried. You're so worried that it's going to be a trap, fall into the same traps as you did before. Hopefully this reading, that first part of the reading, puts your mind at rest, because I'm really not getting that you made mistakes at all in that. Yes, this. Oh my God. Don't make decisions based on guilt. Right. Because I'm getting that strongly, that guilt has come through from this past relationship. You feel guilty about not being able to have stuck the course or whatever. Yeah. So don't make decisions based on guilt and what you think you should do. It's only being true to yourself that you can be true to others. You need to let yourselves off the hook, you guys, because you need to go into this like innocent. You do. You need to feel innocent and go into this, let go of that guilt and just see. Like, even now, you don't know what's going to happen in 20 years' time. Like I said, you could be off on a new adventure. There might be like some new thing open up in your world and you really want to pursue that, and this person that you're with right now, or you're meeting right now, won't be going down that path, and you'll diverge again. But I feel like you're with someone here that you can have a long-term thing with, whether that's 5 years, 7 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. It's another long-term thing. Maybe some of you guys, you just need to change that belief that you can have something forever. Because that belief in itself implies that you're only ever going to want what you want right now, and you're not going to develop, or your paths aren't going to diverge and all of that. It's not a failure. Relationships aren't a failure if your paths diverge. They're just not. So what else? Keep your heart open. Yeah, it's a struggle for you guys at the moment because of this baggage around long-term relationships. It's a struggle for you to keep your heart open, but you need to do that. You know, you might be in the energy of what's the point? I can't ascertain whether this is going to last forever. Or am I choosing wrong again? Am I blindly choosing someone toxic again? And like I said, oh yes, this relationship turned toxic, but it wasn't toxic in the beginning. Support. You've got someone supportive here. But there's this element of paying a lot of attention to each other, spying on each other, paying a lot of attention, being wary of each other. Yeah, it could be both of you being wary because it's like, is there something that I'm not seeing about this person? Is it another bad decision? They're supportive. That's a good thing. Yeah. Oh, look at this. Look at this. So this just says it perfectly. You're disillusioned because of naivety. Your previous naivety has you disillusioned. Like, am I still being naive now? You're questioning yourself like that. And you're cynical about relationships, long-term relationships because of it. So it really did a number on you, that one. But it's how you processed it afterward. If you had people around you saying, oh, it doesn't matter. You know who you are now. You both want different things. It's no worries. Then you might have got over this a lot better. If they had people around them saying stuff like that. But there was a definite clinging on that turned that relationship toxic. And so you both could have got over that relationship if you had conducive energies around you, people around you that would help you get over that. It doesn't feel like you had here. What else? In the present. Be in the present and dream of the future. Your dreams are possible is what this is saying, and it could well be possible with this person. I want to get one more card out. It could well be possible with this person. Have patience. Hold the course. Hang on in there. Yes, you're wary. I get it. But hang on in there with this person. What do they want to say to you? They're probably scared too, huh? Can't stand the thought of you with someone else. So this person wants to be with you. You have a telepathic bond. You're kind of both on the same page. You both could be fearful. I'm sending you loving energy. Can you feel it? So this is someone that loves you, sending you that loving energy. They're fearful too, but they're sending you that loving energy. What else? They miss you. Could be away from you at the moment. What else? Let me know about this relationship. Are your fears there like that? They're intimidated by you. So there's something scary about you and like the feelings that they've got for you. They're scared too. This person's scared too. What else? I have sexual fantasies about you. Chemistry is there. Please be patient with me. Yeah. So I think you both need to be patient with each other here. Getting into this because fear's coming up. But you both need to get really clear on your past and that it wasn't mistake. So that's what I've got for you in your past and your present. If that sounds like it is your story, could be a story, you might want to know what's coming up in your future. I think it's going to be future with this person. Let's find out where this is headed. If you're interested in that, I'll pop a link for it up there. There's also a link for that in the description box and in the comments below. It's 20 Australian dollars, which is about 15 American dollars right now, and it's an instant watch kind of a thing. You need to type your email address in very carefully, because if you get that wrong, you will not receive it. Now, the email might end up in your inbox, but it might end up in your spam, your junk, or your promotions folder. Gmail is you've got a promotions folder. Check for your emails in there. In that email, you will see a link to the crystals of the flower and the shell. There's a little ant. Click on that flower on a device that you can open PDFs with. In that PDF, amongst other things, you'll see a picture of a video, and when you click on that, if it doesn't take you right away to another video, then click on it on another device. Open it on another device and it will. So there you go. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to click like on this video before you click off down there. Click on that subscribe button with that notification bell to hear more from me, and leave me a comment while you're down there. All that stuff really helps me out, so thank you so much for doing that. And if this is where you're leaving me, good luck with all of this. If you're coming with me to the deeper dive, then I'll see you in there very shortly. So if you chose the shell, and this one's for you, shells, let's find out about your love life, past, present and future. Now the past part is something in your past that's got something to do with your love life at the moment. It could be recent past, but it doesn't have to be. It's probably more likely to be long ago past, but it's got some effect on what's going on in your love life at the moment. The present part of it, of course, it's not just what's happening on the surface, it's what's going on behind all of that at the moment and why. And the future part of it is going to be in a deeper dive. So if you want to find out what's coming in, if it sounds like this is your story, could be your story, you might want to get the future part of it. If you do, toward the end of this reading, I'll be popping a link for it up there. There's also a link for that in the description box and in the comments below. So let's get straight into it and let's find out about your past. What went on in the past, shells? It has something to do with your love life at the moment. So starting out with the Ace of Wands and the Knight of Wands. Oh, well, you had passion for somebody. So you had a passionate new start. This is like getting into a relationship because of the lust kind of thing. Ace of Wands and Knight of Wands, both very sexual energy kind of cards. So someone you had the hots for sure, and you started something off because of it. Could be someone that you just kind of met, you couldn't keep your hands off each other, that kind of thing. What else in the past? Tell us more about this situation. So you had that chemistry with someone, Page of Cups, and you thought it could turn to more. Page of Cups, so you were in fantasy land about them, death and rebirth, but it ended. It ended with this death card. You thought that it could go from that very passionate, lot of sexual chemistry to more, but it doesn't feel like it did. Now, Ace of Wands and the Knight of Wands, tell me more about this. The Knight of Wands again. Oh yeah, they came in hot and fast. And Queen of Voices, you didn't have boundaries to them. You were wide open to this. So it was just something that you went into based on all the chemistry there. You went fast forward, not really thinking about it, not having boundaries toward it. And you were like, okay, let's do this. You might have told yourself that your heart was wide open kind of thing. It's more like your legs, but your heart was wide open kind of thing. You just gave it a go. It wasn't someone that you kind of got to know gradually or anything like that and to see if they were really aligned with you. Past, present and future. Could be someone that's in and out of your life in the past, or someone that you knew in the past, but you thought that there was a future with this person. Page of Cups and death and rebirth, but it ended. So it didn't come to fulfillment. The fantasies that you had about it didn't happen. It ended instead. What was that about? The Tower. It all fell apart, right? And it could have been, I was just getting, it could have been that someone, that they just went off and did the same thing with someone else, you know, so very much in their sexual energy, and they cheated on you. Now, they might have stayed with you, and that sexual chemistry went on for some time, but it didn't progress from there. It just stayed in that very, like a honeymoon period kind of thing. And then perhaps when that tailed off, they went off and had a honeymoon period with someone else, or someone just operating in that energy of the sexual energy, ascension. But you were growing out of it. You wanted to become more, so you wanted more out of it, right? And so in that relationship, you were realizing you wanted more out of a relationship, and you wanted that particular relationship to morph into that. You wanted them to want more from it. And it feels to me like they didn't. They just wanted exactly the same thing. And so they went off and they did exactly the same thing with someone else. That was the energy that they wanted. That's what they were looking for in a relationship. That's how they started it with you, and that's how they ended it with you and started it with someone else. That is what they were looking for in a relationship. You blindly went into that and then realized, this isn't everything I want. I want more on top of that. And that's where they couldn't go. So they went and did the same thing. So you just kind of succumb to that sexual energy. No real problems there. Let's find out more. Something about balance here. Love is not always about agreeing just for the sake of it. A great relationship is one that both supports and challenges. So there was a lot good about this relationship, but it wasn't headed. It just wasn't headed in the direction that you wanted it to head in, and it never was going to be that. There's kind of a lack of balance in that, but what it showed you is what you needed to be looking for in a relationship. It showed you not to go blindly based on that sexual attraction into a relationship just for that, and then just kind of presuming that they're going to want the same things as you from there. Because if it starts that way, as you've realized, as you've experienced, it will finish that way too. Lighten up. So there was a need to not take this so seriously. I'm thinking that you might have beaten yourself up about this one, but you don't need to take it that seriously. Often we can go through life thinking that everyone's the same as us and everyone should just want the same things as us, and if they're not giving that, then there's something wrong with them. But no, we're all human beings and we've all got very different perspectives and things that we want from life. There was something up with your choosing. You didn't seem to choose you weren't very selective with this person. Queen of Voices, you didn't have boundaries to them. You just went with the lust. Not a problem. It's not a problem, but the only problem is expecting it to be more than that. Tell us more about this relationship. So maybe this is a pattern that you've got. Is it a pattern that you've got that you are kind of attracted to? You'll get into it based on the sexual. There's hope. Right. There was hope. Yeah, so you just kind of hope that they're going to be on the same page and actually want something more. You hope that it turns into more from there. So you could have had this belief that that's how you get into relationships. It starts off lusty like that and then it transforms to more. But something that you might not have been recognizing is the fear that was in this relationship as well. So there was something about this person where you never quite knew where you were at with them, and there was always a fear. It could have been a jealousy kind of thing. You might have really, if you're honest with yourself, picked up on their energy, that they were just in their sexual energy, and they wouldn't have been that with other people too. If someone's in that sexual energy, well, there's going to be a lot of people like, hey, kind of thing. They're going to be pinging their energy off a lot of people. And so you might have had a lot of jealousy in that and might not have wanted to focus on those negative feelings that you had. Yeah, using. Okay, so it made you feel like you were being used sexually. Yeah, I get that. You kind of were. But romantic. You were telling yourself that it was romantic, that passion. I'm not seeing a lot of romance on the table. In fact, I'm not seeing any romance on the table. I'm seeing wands, phalluses, just sexual energy. The Page of Cups, yeah, but can be romance, but it's more the fantasy. It's like a fantasy that this could have been more than it was. It would have left you feeling used though. Sorry about that, but if you say yes to someone that's just offering the sexual chemistry, you're setting yourself up to be used. Really. What else about this? Speak the language of love. They might have had the gift of the gab as well, so they might have been able to sweet talk you. Yeah, a lot of these kind of characters that are just in it for the sex, they know what the things to say. They know the things to say to feign that romance. Doesn't feel like there's a lot of romance in this at all though. A lot of sexual chemistry. What did they want to say to you, this person back then? Silent treatment. Okay, I'm getting like if they didn't get their way, if you wanted more from them, they just gave you the silent treatment. So that brought you back for what little you were getting. So as soon as you spoke up for yourself and what you wanted, what your needs were, pull back. They pulled back and give you the silent treatment. They betrayed you too. Yeah, this person wasn't faithful to you. No way is someone like this faithful to you. What else? This is the end. So yeah, once it was over, it was over. No coming back from this. They feel empty without you. Wow. I think that you were giving more in this relationship than they were getting. So they kind of might hold a torch for you, but if they're saying it's over, then they're never going to go back there. But feeling empty without you, it's like you're the only person that gave them more than they were willing to put into it. So you gave them more. Still, they backed off from it. It's not what they wanted. Definite ending there. Yeah, not great energy. So let's get into the present part of it. The present. Just need to check something. Okay. All good. So the present, what's going on in your present, in your love life? That has something to do with that. You know, it could just be that you've got high sex drive, high libido, and you're susceptible to this kind of starting things off very sexually. Queen of Pentacles. So you're in your stability at the moment, Queen of Pentacles. You found some stability in your life. What else? Knight of Cups. You've got this romantic person coming in. Okay, so you got someone incoming at the moment. Knight of Cups with the romance. But Five of Pentacles, King of Swords. The Five of Pentacles means that you feel left out in more of the intellectual kind of a way. So this person that you've got coming in, romance, there's the sexual chemistry, there's possibly like an emotional connection, spiritual connection with them. But your status might be similar as well, but that might be off a little bit. You might not be equally yoked. You just don't seem to be on the same page mentally, meaning they could have different beliefs than you, or the way that they think, the way that they process things. Yeah, beliefs about life and stuff like that just might not be on the same page there. They're offering romance though, and probably got the sexual chemistry there as well. Ooh, let's find out more. So the Queen of Pentacles, but you're in a very stable position. So you're in a good position, like my life is good without this person. So you're not like in that position where you're just going for anyone, you know, just letting anybody in. Tell us why the Queen of Pentacles is here. Came out strange, but I'm told to take them. Seven of Voices, some deception about that with the communication. And the Fool. Okay. Okay, what is this? There's some deception going on here. Someone sees you being stable, but they're coming in with deceptive communication about wanting a new start or wanting to go in on this. Someone could see you as very attractive because of your stability and be saying that they want a new start with you. Okay. And that they're in on this, but they're being deceptive about that. As I said, Five of Pentacles says that it's disappointing the King of Swords intellectually. You're not on the same page in that way. And like I said, that could mean that status is different as well. So this could be someone that's pretending they're in a better job than they are. It very well could be that. They're seeing you as the Queen of Pentacles, and I feel that that's your energy. And so they're making out that they are the King of Pentacles, a match to you, and they're not that. It could come through that this person has got different beliefs than you. As in, this person might appear to have the same status as you, kind of thing. What I mean by that is be equally yoked, you know, same potential, earning potential, same class if you like. Not that we're really in a class system most places, but you know what I mean. We all know that there is, you know, there's different levels. There's people that are kind of at a level with us. So they might appear that they're that, and they might talk the talk that they're on a level with you. But there's something definitely different about the way that this person thinks. So it could be a difference in values. For example, this person could be open to crime or something like that to get what it is that they want, or doing things just slightly, you know, ripping people off and that kind of thing. I'm not saying that that's what it is, but that's what they could be open to. They've got different values or a different way of thinking about stuff. You've got omens about that too, that there's something not quite right about this person. Oh, okay. Knight of Cups, King of Swords, Five of Pentacles. Tell us more about this. But they're romantic. At least it's romance this time. It's not all ones, but those cards have already come out. Eight of Voices. It's a trap. It's a trap. It's a trap. This is a trap. You need to notice. So the signs that this person isn't quite telling the truth. It's not that they're not telling the truth. It's not that. It's not like they're lying about the money that they make or something like that. Or even that they're lying about the beliefs. I think it's that you're presuming that they've got the same values as you, like that they would never cheat or steal or whatever. And I think this person's a bit dodgy. grounding. So you need to make a really grounded decision here. So what is this saying? It's not just the sexual chemistry that you are kind of prey to. You've got rose-tinted glasses on. You see the best in people when there's not necessarily the best there. It doesn't feel like it's a dreadful person, this, but it feels like it's someone that makes decisions that you wouldn't make, let's put it that way. Some people will quite happily rip other people off. And some people will just never do that. Some people have got really high morals, and that might be you. You just never would do that, and you just presume that no one else would ever do that. This person would do that. Let's find out more about them. Yeah, so you've got to be very careful. I think what this reading is saying is that you're kind of susceptible to seeing the best in people and thinking that they're just like you and they will, want the same things as you. Life is a series of constantly shifting cycles. When we resist change, we resist the natural flow of life and create unnecessary stress. Go with the flow, you'll be surprised where it leads. I would go with the flow, yeah, but be very perceptive to what someone's showing you. Take them as surface level kind of thing. Don't add any embellishments on behind the scenes. Don't be making excuses for this person. Try and see who they really are. Deep in your heart, you already know the answer. Do what feels right. If something doesn't feel right to you about this person, you need to trust that. So, yeah, there could be intuitive stuff going on in the past with this other person as well. And you need to notice that, right? Power. You instinctively know what's right for you, and you have the power to say no or walk away at any time. You need to exercise that right to walk away at any time, and you need to give yourself permission to do that as well. That it's okay to do that. Don't cling, hoping that it's going to turn into something more. You have the power to walk away at any time. So as soon as they show you something disappointing, that you're on a different page, especially with morals and values, you need to turn away and let that person go instead of making excuses and going, well, I'll give them another chance. Don't give them another chance. If they've got different values to you, they've got different values to you, and it's always going to be like, you're always going to be on a different page. What else? What else? Release your blocks. This could be blocks to choosing good for yourself. It could be something like you could have very high morals and values, so much so that you don't like to judge people, so much so that you'll let any kind of person into your life because you don't want to judge them. That could be a block. You've got some blocks here. There's some work to do. There's some healing work to do. You've got some blocks that need to be... Some blocks to what? Blocks to having a good love life with someone that truly loves you, someone that's really on the same page as you, someone with equal value to you and all of that, especially someone with equal values to you. Yes. You need to be open to that. So for some reason you're not. Oh, you got chemistry with this person too. And they want to commit. That's the thing too. This person wants to commit. Yes, it's a trap. Ace of Voices. But they want to commit. Yeah, of course they want to lock you in. You're the real deal. You're the Queen of Pentacles. They're not the real deal. They're pretending to be the real deal. Absolutely, they want to lock you into a relationship because they're onto a good thing. But this person isn't a good person for you. You have good times with them though. They delight you. Yeah, could have a lot of fun with this person too. Manipulation, no. This is a manipulator. We've got 7 of Voices out with this manipulation. It's 8 of Voices. This is a trap. Like, this person... You're a good catch for this person, and they're trying to manipulate you into being in a relationship with them. They're not a good catch for you. So this person might be appealing to your ego, delighting you, showing you a good time and all of that. And perhaps wooing you with the spoils of however it is that they get the money. This person could be real dodgy. What else? Romance and the romantic. Yes, Knight of Cups, they are romantic. physical touch. So they do a lot for you. It might be dancing and kissing your hand and stuff like that. So they are demonstrative with that romance. But this person could be very charming and manipulative in that way. So watch out for that. You're quite easily sucked in to the wrong kind of relationships, you guys. Let's find out more. What do they want to say to you? I'm sending you loving energy. Can you feel it? Send you loving energy. What else? There's something I'm hiding for you. There is something that I'm hiding from you. We're seeing it in the cards. Dodgy. I ran away because I felt I couldn't live up to your needs and expectations. So if you're onto them at any point, they will dodge out of your experience, run away, give themselves some space. Like, they'll be wary if you're onto them. If you're asking questions or whatever, they'll suddenly disappear. They'll leave it long enough, hopefully, that you'll forget about asking them those questions, and then they'll come back in. I will find my way back to you one day. Like I said, they will come back in. Can we start over? Want to start again? Yeah, don't start again. You need to keep on asking those questions. I wouldn't let this person back in. They're dodgy. But that's what I've got for you at the moment. Now, do you have someone new coming in? Hopefully you do in the future. If you are if this does sound like it is your story, and you want to get over these kind of patterns and into something healthy, let's see what's coming in for you next, so that you can either get your next lesson or the one that is actually going to be really good for you. If you're interested in that, I will pop a link for it up there. There's also a link for that in the description box and in the comments below. It's 20 Australian dollars, which is about 15 American dollars right now, and it's an instant watch kind of a thing. You do need to type your email address in very carefully, because if you get that wrong, you will not receive the email. The email might end up in your inbox, but it might end up in your spam, your junk, or your promotions folder. Do check in those places. In that email, you will see a link to the crystal, to the flower, and to the shell. Click on that shell on a device that you can open PDFs with. In that PDF, amongst other things, you'll see a picture of a video, and when you click on that, if it doesn't take you right away to a video, try it on a different device and it will. So there you go. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to click like on this video down there before you click off. Leave me a comment while you're down there, and click on that subscribe button with that notification bell as well to hear more from me. It really helps me out, that stuff. So thank you for taking a few moments out of your life to do that for me. And if this is where you're leaving me, good luck with all of this. If you're coming with me to that deeper dive for the future part of it, what have you got coming next? Then I'll see you in there very shortly.